Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on January 26th, 2023. Can you believe we're already, it's Thursday, and we are in the last week of January, which is really hard for a lot of people to believe because it seems like just yesterday it was Christmas. Well, it's not Christmas anymore. Now we are into it, and we are into the time of year that we actually have to start kind of getting out of our houses, getting out of our little hovel holes, and getting things done. And with that in mind, I thought it would be a great time to bring on the channel's account manager for SonicWall, our good friend, Brad Williams. Brad, if you could say hi to everybody, kind of give everybody kind of an idea of what you do at SonicWall and what SonicWall is.
Absolutely. And thanks for the introduction, Joe. Again, I'm Brad Williams, and I'm the channel account manager at SonicWall. SonicWall is a cybersecurity company. Most people know us for manufacturing firewalls. We've done that for a long time, really excelled, had a valuable relationship with Advantage. And my role as channel account manager is to support partners like Advantage Technology and make sure that they're up to date on everything that SonicWall is offering and that they've got the best information out there in front of their customers.
Now, I know that we're a little bit early because at the end of February, in about a month, SonicWall comes out with a free report, a threat analysis. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. That is our annual threat report. We actually put that out about 2 times a year. And what it is, it's a industry report that we put out telling you just the nature of the cybersecurity landscape. A good example would be the mid-year report that we had last year was showing trends of what businesses were seeing in their cybersecurity field. So ransomware was down a little, malware was up, encrypted threats were through the roof. It gives you an idea of what we're seeing because we process so much information. It gives you an idea of what's going on. That way you can better protect your business.
And we will definitely share that with everybody when it comes out. Maybe we'll have you back on again at the end of February, Brad, to talk about that and kind of walk through that a little bit. I think that'd probably be a good idea.
It'd be great.
And now you say that your report has all this data and everything. Why? How does SonicWall, kind of for people who aren't familiar with SonicWall, how does SonicWall have all of this cybersecurity data at hand?
Oh, absolutely. So SonicWall, we have tons of firewalls out in the field, and we're constantly processing information that we receive from threats there. SonicWall firewalls work a little differently than traditional firewalls. Joe, I know that you've heard the old saying, you go into an auto shop and you're told we've got three services: good, fast, and affordable. Pick two. We've tried to take a different approach and make sure that you could have all three of those things. So with SonicWall, we take and we evaluate all of these incoming threats, not just the things that we know are bad, but we send them to our capture labs machine learning. So if it's something that's a day one threat, we've never seen it before, they look at that and see, okay, what's this file going to do? What's it trying to activate? They're looking for behaviors. And it takes that, sends it to our AI platform, and it'll determine, okay, is this good? Can we let it through? Is it bad? And if it's bad, it sends it to our system and it's evaluated by our professionals, and we'll mark it as such, and that helps protect everyone.
Now, I remember SonicWall, I think in its very early days, just started out basically just doing basic firewalls. Can you kind of just break down what is a firewall for people who aren't familiar with that technology?
Oh, absolutely. So firewalls are basically your front level defense. It's the gatekeeper to your network. We decide what comes in, what goes out. Um, and that's the simple definition of it.
So, just
Um,
kind of an idea if you wanted to, for example, block any kind of foreign traffic, so like traffic from Russia, traffic from North Korea, traffic from China, where we know you have like these state level threats, you would do that using a firewall. Is that right?
Absolutely. And the thing that SonicWall does that really makes this even more effective is a lot of traditional firewalls, they're not set up to inspect encrypted traffic. So if something encrypted is coming through your network, it's not really going to pay attention to it. The problem with traditional firewalls is maybe they can do that. Maybe there are services you can turn on and it will, but it's going to create a load on that firewall. It's going to slow down your network. So with SonicWall's next generation firewall, you're able to get that enhanced protection, but it's also not going to overburden your network resources.
Yeah, now you say next generation, but you guys are on your seventh generation, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So we're constantly trying to improve. always making enhancements to the solutions that we offer. Again, trying to keep up with those threats. You guys educate your client base that, cybersecurity is an ever changing landscape. And if we just got complacent and we focused on the things that we knew, we wouldn't be very effective. So we're constantly upgrading our products. We're constantly upgrading what it is that we're looking for to make sure that you have the highest level of protection possible. So yeah, we're in the seventh generation. It's the latest and greatest, and it won't be the last.
And I know, so I mentioned earlier, SonicWall kind of started out as a simple, basic firewall, traffic blocking type system, but now I think it's more of a threat detection type system, right? It does a little bit more than just what you might consider because, you can go to Best Buy or you could go to Walmart or even Lowe's and get like a router that has firewall services. Windows has firewall services built in, right? But there's something more to SonicWall, especially with the Gen 7, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, those devices are firewalls, but you're not going to have the same level of protection. SonicWall gives you enterprise class protection. It's constantly updated. I mean, we are monitoring this. We have so many of these out in the field that you're just going to have the most up to date protection. It's going to do everything that we can to prevent those bad actors from getting access to your system. And again, it's not just going to do the blocking that the traditional firewalls or something you might pick up at Walmart would do. It's going to go a whole lot deeper and look for behaviors.
And when you say look for behaviors, now we're talking about machine learning AI type stuff. That's been deployed. I know recently in the news, AI has become really popular with Chat GPT and all these other kind of AI platforms that are but people are just now becoming aware of these platforms. But I mean, this type of the AI technology has been around and deployed by SonicWall for quite a while, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's what we've been using to really beef up the security. The amount of threats that we see on a daily basis, it goes to that machine learning in our capture labs. And they look at that, they evaluate it, they decide, okay, is that going to be ransomware? Is this going to be a Trojan? Is this something we've never seen before? And the AI allows us to really issue a verdict in nanoseconds and say, okay, this is good. Let's let that through the network. We don't want to slow down business, or this is bad. Let's take another look at that.
So this is like context sensitive, right?
Yes, absolutely. And the alternative would be, I mean, you could have somebody on your end sit there and dig through all of these files. You could look at all of these threats and you can manually make a determination. But who has time for that? And how effective is that going to be? You want to make sure that your business can be secure, but it doesn't hinder your operation capabilities.
And I guess, shameless plug for Advantage Technology here. We have the expertise to help you install these systems, to put the systems in, to configure them properly. Again, I mentioned, buying something off the shelf at Best Buy. That's the kind of thing that you could install in your house by yourself. But Sonic walls, switches, wireless stuff like that is probably not something not a DIY project on the weekend, right?
No, we try to make it simple. Could you plug in a SonicWall and get some protection? Sure. But like with any tool, it's only going to be as good as it's configured. And it's important to make sure that you have a trusted advisor that can make sure those services are turned on for you. It's amazing. And Joe, I know you guys see this firsthand when you go out in the field and you'll onboard a new customer. They might have an off the shelf firewall, they might have one of our competitors. But if those services aren't activated, if they aren't configured properly, you're not being protected. So it's really important to make sure that you've got a professional that sets this up, that can make sure that it's configured in a way that properly takes care of your needs.
And just to touch on real quick, I know we've spent this whole time here talking about firewalls, but I mean, SonicWall also provides switches, wireless, more than just firewalls, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We've got a really, really nice offering of layer two switches. Our wireless solution is great. And the one thing that I'll say that's been really nice and coming on board with SonicWall is something a lot of competitors have struggled with has been stock and making sure that they have things available so you can get them to your clients. SonicWall took a good hard look at this back in August of 2020 when things really started getting tight. and they modified their internal processes. We looked at our distribution and our shipping models. We changed some products so we could offer them with different components and make sure that we had them in stock, to the point to where we're shipping 95% of orders within 3 days.
Wow, that is really incredible. We have definitely seen a lot of supply chain issues, and SonicWall's been doing a great job of keeping up with that. So that's great to hear. Well, I do want to. I know we can't talk any specifics on Facebook Live here, but I know that there are some big promotions that SonicWall's got available, and I know that there's actually for people that have older hardware that are looking for upgrades. There's actually some promotions that are available that it might actually be cheaper to get new hardware as opposed to trying to upgrade what you've currently got. So I know Brad helps out our sales team with that. And if you don't know your sales rep at Advantage Technology, you just call 866-793-8232. We will get you your sales rep or get a new sales rep for you. And we will help you out with figuring out those, what those promotions are available. We will evaluate your current systems and get you exactly where you need to be, because things change fast. So, Brad, real quick to wrap everything up, anything else you'd like to say to our audience today?
I'd just like to say thank you for having me on today, Joe. And again, reach out, have that conversation. If you have any question about your cybersecurity posture, you definitely want to talk to the sales team there. And as Joe alluded to, we do have a lot of promotions that'll get you upgraded to the latest and greatest protection for your business. And your Advantage rep will be happy to walk you through that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to go back, watch it again. Give us a comment. If you got any questions for Brad, just drop a comment. He'll get it. He's tagged in the video so he can answer your questions on there. All right, everybody, you guys have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow for the Tech Support Live. So I'm going to start calling that Try to Stump Joe Justice, because that's where I start getting questions where people try to figure out what exactly does Joe Justice know. So pop on there, ask me a question, see if you can stump me live. And until then, I will talk to you tomorrow.